Yes, sir. You're good. I know you've been here before, just trying to clarify it so that way everything there's no questions. You know what I mean? All right. So the 10-4, if they ever do a radio check, you're gonna throw that to respond to it. Also, anytime anybody questions you or tries to tag you in floppy chat, you always respond with that. And then also when dispatch tells you that suspect is wanted or clear, you're always gonna 10-4 copy that. Any questions? Whenever you need to go upgrade your personal business or your car, you're always going to throw that and then in service when you come back. Always roll your body cam when you go on break so that way they know you're protecting yourself. When you go off the game for the end of the day or just going off for a little while, you're always going to throw that so that way people know you're going out of service. Whenever you come on the game, whenever you come back from break, that way people know you're actually ready for police work. Any questions so far? Whenever you uh, get that suspect to pull over, his engine is off. Always wait till you talk to dispatch before you get out of the car, so that way you'll give them a location followed by that, and that way they know where you are at least when you're doing that traffic stop. So in case anything happens, if you ever see shots fired, always call it in when you're safe, so that way at least you can respond to it and get other officers to that scene so they can clear that call. Any questions? Whenever you got someone arrested, you're en route to PD, you're always going to throw that one. If you ever need a location, when somebody pipes up, shots fired, shootout in progress, officer down, backup needed, you're always going to toss that. That way they'll give you a location so you know where to go. If you ever mess up on a macro, you're going to throw that one. Whenever you get to that call, whether it's shots fired, backup needed, shootout in progress, officer down, that way they know you made it to that scene. If you ever need to detain somebody, you jumped ahead of me one that made me laugh. I was like, hold on, what? If you're good, Will. If you ever need to detain somebody to figure out what you can arrest them for or what they are guilty of, this way they do know you have one detained. ID check, warrant check. This one always requests the ID or the driver's license before you do this. Until you get that driver's license, you are not supposed to know that name even though it says it above their head. Always call them sir or ma'am until you get that driver's license. That way you can call them by that name. Always do this when in the car. You can role play it with that computer. Because if you do it outside the car, you are not RPing it well, and then we're going to kind of look back on that. Any questions over that part? Oh, also, you know how to request documents, right? I just got to cover this part because it's one of them. You are not to request a passport unless they are doing visitation in the jail cell, or it is a raid, or it is a hiring event. Any questions over that part? Suspects wanted is the way they'll reply to ID check, warrant check. Also, the suspect clear. You will always 10-4 copy that. That way they know you saw it, and then you can either request backup if it's wanted or write that ticket if they're clear. Always, if that suspect's wanted, you're always going to request code 2 backup, so no lights and sirens, so you do not spook that suspect. Any questions? You're always going to follow that up with a location. We do not have locations in this game, so you're always going to try to identify your location with a street, with a building name, or what you're close to in that spot. For if you are ever getting shot at or there is an active shootout, that is one of the few times we do a code 3 to where you can speed to that call with your lights and sirens on, so that way you can get there quickly to de escalate that situation or at least kill all the suspects to prevent other officers from dying or civilians. Yes, sir. What do you mean? Who'd you do it with? His intro to